I walked down the hallway yesterday, and Lisa's having a pretty serious-looking discussion with Chuck. And I'm trying to figure out how they're talking about Chuck getting lobsters, and I assumed it was for dinner.
I know. I would
You
never.
zoned out. You zoned out on our conversation because I think that's what you thought. You're just like, oh,
Yeah,
whatever. They're
Chuck's
talking about
getting lobster for dinner.
But
No big deal.
You would know he wouldn't eat
Well,
lobster,
I
but you
guess,
were
yeah.
still tuning it out. And then
I
it
wasn't putting two and two
finally-
together. And then it clicked. I'm like, wait a second. Hold on. You're getting lobsters to raise?
Yes.
As lobster pets?
Well,
You have a
they're
pet
like
lobster?
they're like they're little white
They're
crayfish.
white.
Yeah.
And they're babies. I do have the mom too now. But yeah, they're like
So-
little guys. This is the babies.
Yeah.
And they're going to, they'll get big.
But that's not
And
the most
then-
shocking
No,
part of the
there's-
whole discussion.
Yes.
Lisa,
Yes,
explain
Dave.
the most shocking part.
What?
The most shocking part is that through the discussion, I found out that Chuck has 8.
9.
Oh, okay, now 9.
That's 9 because
now
I got
9
one last night.
aquariums.
Chuck has 9 aquariums.
Yeah.
So
9.
the lobster one is now 9.
The lobster thing.
Yes. And it's just a tiny thing. I thought it was at least going to be a 10-gallon tank, but it was just this tiny thing. So.
You have fish, obviously.
Yes, I fish. Different setups in each aquarium. It's kind of a different setup, different kind of fish.
When did you get into this? You haven't really shared that with us. I mean, we knew all
We
about
knew
your
the beginning of it.
That's when
we
it was
knew
in.
about the one, like you started it, and
Yeah,
then
1, but when did it jump to 9?
It just happens. You get more.
I did hear that this is a thing. Like the people they keep getting them.
Oh my God! Listen to this. It is a true addiction. We started with a small setup.
Yes.
We now have over 130 fish tanks.
You just get more and more and more.
Different kinds of fish need different kinds of tanks. And
The thing is, so like right now, I'm just in the freshwater fish game. I'm not even in the saltwater game yet.
But
And
how
the
you
coral
can't-
tank.
You
You'll
can't get
need
bigger?
another house. You'll need to.
What's
That's a
your
great
power
idea.
bill going to be like?
You better get a new electrical panel for all of your.
Well, I have a high-powered electrical system installed.
You need the best.
I just know that the lobster thing yesterday, from my perspective, was really funny because like Lisa and Chuck were talking, and Chuck's looking at his phone like he's like
He
losing
was
his
serious.
ass. It looked like you were losing your ass on
No,
something. Like,
well,
I was
yes.
like, Chuck,
Because
is
I did.
everything okay?
No.
Because he was not supposed to get all of these lobsters.
So this is what happened. I had basically a friend was like, I've got this female lobster keeps giving birth. Do you want one of these lobster babies? And I'm like, you know what? Every time I would go to the fish store with Stella, she'd see these like blue crayfish or the white ones, and she always wanted one. They call them blue lobsters or whatever. It's a crayfish. And she wanted one. So I was like, yeah, I'll take one of these babies. Me and Stella will raise this thing. It'll be awesome. And what it turned into was, and I don't know if it was like a miscommunication or whatever, but basically this person was like, you're just going to take everything. We're going to keep a couple babies and you take everything. And I'm like, I'm not one to not accept a challenge. So I'm like, yeah,
See, this
I will.
is more.
And they
I
gave me an
believe,
aquarium.
more about you than Stella, because
Sure.
Stella wanted
Yeah,
just
Stella
a little
wanted-
bit of fish in a bowl in a room,
Right, there's
and
no
it
question.
became like this.
It's totally Chuck,
Yes.
not Stella.
Yeah,
That's
like
way too
I
much work
have
for
an
Stella.
aquarium room.
You have an
You
aquarium
do.
room.
I have an aquarium room.
Do you just sit in there and watch them?
I do watch them a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you said it relaxes you,
Yeah.
but it must be a lot to take care of all those tanks. It's like it's
It
hard.
is. No, it's a lot. It's a lot.
But you enjoy it.
But it's it's good while they last.
But
I
you
seem
go
to kill a
into,
lot.
okay, don't you think
Oh, yeah.
when you get a hobby, you go all in. You go crazy about it.
Yes.
And then you kind of
But
eventually
this has
you'll
been
back
3
off.
years.
Yeah, but ants were a while.
But it's just
and-
like, yeah, it's just the same thing. Like, and believe me, like my aunts, they'd be going strong right now. Like there was a tragedy that happened with my aunts and everything died, right? So then it was like, okay, well, I gave that a break while I was doing a bunch of the fish stuff. But believe me, like I'm on forums like, anybody got any campanadas? Pennsylvania?
God.
Lord. Oh, my Lord.
Oh my God.
Because I got a few
Crazy.
farms that I wouldn't mind filling up right now.
Ian is with us here. Ian, you had a comment on our Chuck's revelation that he has now 9 aquariums.
I grew up in a house that at one point had to have over 100 fish tanks.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
How is that
My father was very, very active in fish clubs in the mid-Michigan and Detroit area. And, yeah, we got him a fish tank when I was like 10 years old, and it just exploded into
100
ridiculous
tanks. Yeah.
Fish clubs.
No, but now all the fish lovers have come out of the woodwork. Now Chuck has all these new fish fans.
I knew.
Fish fans unite.
100 fish tanks, you might as well live in a submarine. It's going to be more cost efficient.
You know what? I would love to live in a submarine. I don't know if you've ever been in one though. They're very stuffy and they're very. There's not a lot of room, and it's quite humid in there.
Yeah, it's
so
bad.
it's not ideal.
It's not the most ideal, but you're right on the cusp of just being in a submarine at 100.
At 100, yeah.
It would probably
That's a
be
lot.
cheaper.
But I support your fish stuff because you're understanding the sea.
Right, and I'm
You
kind of
support
in
everything
control
he
of it.
does. I don't think you've ever said,
Yeah,
no,
you're
Chuck,
crazy.
you've gone too far.
Because it's fascinating to me. Chuck's a man that wants to experience all kinds of different.
Oh, yeah, but that's where
avenues
I
of the
think that
earth.
he
Yeah.
needs to relax his brain a little bit. You have so much to do. You just always, and also the ants. I mean, how Patty put up with that, I don't know. Ants.
I'm also
in your
now
house.
because of the lizard.
Oh, the lizard.
Because of I guess technically I have 10 tanks because one of my tanks isn't really a tank; it's a cricket farm. I'm now growing and raising my own crickets
Jesus, hell.
to feed
Your
the
house
lizard.
sounds like a
Oh, yeah,
nightmare.
you guys-
oh my god!
Farming crickets for your lizards.
Chuck's exotic emporium. Come on down.
I think that's awesome.
Come on,
I
Andy.
do. I think
I mean, I love the sound of crickets.
Hey, come on down to Chuck's Aquarium, Lizardorium, and Cricket Farm.
I'll
Are
go.
the crickets loud?
No, they don't make these ones. Don't
Okay.
make any
Okay,
noise
all
so
right.
far. They haven't made any noise
Hopefully
so
they
far.
don't get out and
The crickets
Yeah,
are
I
a
gotta-
little weird because they're crickets, but they're for food. So to do that, you're cost cutting.
Well, here's the thing, okay? So, like, one of the things that you realize is that, number one, ants, their
Nuts,
number
totally
one
nuts.
favorite food
He's crazy.
is crickets.
okay.
Lizards, and I never bought crickets for my ants. I bought them, like, super worms and stuff like that. Anyway, now I've just realized if I can keep, like, a couple hundred crickets alive, then... It's just it's smart. It's a smart move.
Someone said, "How do you not smoke weed? You have all the stoner hobbies."
He needs to smoke weed.
He does.
No, you
You do.
need
You need to
weed
calm
in
it
your life. You
down.
need to calm
relax.
down.
No.
I think it would
Sleep
help
better.
him so much.
I
I've
also
never seen
grow
an
weed.
intervention where they're
smoke weed.
to make you. Dude, we all love you. Like, we're really worried about you. I
Yeah.
wrote 9 things on
I wanna hear it.
how
I wanna hear
amazing
it.
you are. Like, we need you to smoke weed, man.
Not
We need you
doing
to
it.
wake up.
I'm not doing
We
it.
need you to wake up. And smoke
I'm
weed.
woke enough.
Hey, don't.
I'm woke enough.
Hey, don't
You know what?
Keep it
I
down,
didn't
man.
expect this.
No, no,
I didn't
no.
expect to come in here. I don't
That
care
guy.
if you guys don't love me.
You're among friends, Chuck.
Oh yeah, friends.
You're among friends.
Because this is what friends do. They get in a room and then hijack you when you come home.
Just
they
get
tell
high,
you,
dude, get high.
Please,
I'm not.
please, we love you. Smoke weed.
I'm not.
Hey, don't smoke it. Eat it.
I'm not eating it either,
Give me
James.
some edibles.
We're
It's
just
the
worried
same difference.
you're gonna drown it in one of your fish tanks, or you're gonna get covered by ants, and we just worry about that. And it's not fair to us. It's not fair to us.
You're
You guys just keep on living your perfect lives.
I don't know why you're doing this. I don't know why you're doing this. Smoke weed, man.
Please.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna.